Crazy Neil with our mega hot sunny summer deal. The prices are heating up, but the temperature's going down. Or it's the other way around. We don't know. We've got dingoes. We've got gringos. Give me the flamingo, guys. I know the prices are mental. If you're boiling hot and you're thinking, I need to get cool, I need to get down to Neil's because we've got the aircon on. We're serving up ice creams to all the customers, but our prices are dropping faster than a kid with a cold. It's on the floor. Yes, they're dropping every day. We've got crazy artificial paddling poles, ornamental paddling poles, big poles, little poles, tiny ground catching nets. Well, I don't care what you think. I'm gonna drop them even further. We got rubber rings for pets. We got rubber rings for you. We got rubber rings for them. We got rubber rings for her. Are you the managing director? No. We got everything from pina coladas, lifeboat starters, ladies on lilos. We got men in silos. If your favorite hobby is ice sculpting whilst the outside is boiling, we can let you sculpt dragons. We can let you sculpt flagons. We can let you sculpt icebergs. Whatever the temperature is doing, we got a fan. You don't care? You're fired. Hey. So come on down to the Crazy Neil Long Hot Summer Deal Steal.
Terror, willkommen zurück bei Not for Broadcast. Ja, letzte Folge war ja doch sehr aufregend. Jetzt bin ich mal gespannt, wie der ganze Spaß hier weitergeht. Wird sich der Widerstand jetzt hier erheben? Wird Advance wieder gestürzt? Kann sich Advance halten? Keine Ahnung. Auf jeden Fall, wie die letzten Folgen immer wieder gesagt, ich ziehe jetzt bis zum Ende durch. Ich bin pro Advance, pro Arbeit. Und ohne jetzt noch mehr zu schwafeln und zu plappern, wie gehabt, einfach fortsetzen den ganzen Spaß. Regierungsfreundliche Zensur wird sich nicht auf den Erfolg deiner Sendung auswirken, aber man wird es bemerken. Tag 297. Ein denkwürdiges Band. Du wachst auf. Zum Teil stehst du noch von den Ereignissen unter Schock, die du vergangene Nacht in den Nachrichten gesehen hast. Ja, ich war mehr oder weniger vor Ort, wenn ich am Senderaum war. Was du gestern Abend in den Nachrichten schneiden musstest. Als du die Treppe nach unten gehst, siehst du deine Familie im Wohnzimmer sitzen. Sie warten auf dich. Du setzt dich neben Sam auf das Sofa. Sam schluckt und redet zögerlich. Wir hatten gestern Abend... Oh Gott, jetzt fange ich wieder an. Wir hatten gestern Abend solche Angst um dich. Nachdem mit Jeremy mit der Waffe... Sam erstickt einen Schluchzer. Es war schrecklich, im landesweiten Fernsehen. Wie konnte er das tun? Und jetzt... Nach einer entsetzlich langen Pause fragt Sam, geht es dir gut, Schatz? Ich kann nicht glauben, dass er weg ist. Oder, ja, ich komme schon klar. Ja, ich komme schon klar. Sam schaut zu Charlie, dann wieder zu dir. Wir haben gesehen, dass du dich entschieden hast, dieses Band nicht zu spielen. Dann folgt eine Pause. Und ich habe einfach nicht verstanden, warum. Ich wusste, dass so ein Gespräch kommt. Ich hatte das Gefühl, dass ich keine andere Wahl hatte. Es fühlte sich richtig an. Ja, ich bin pro Advance, also war das für mich das Richtige. Ich finde, dass du das richtig getan hast. Nun ja, es war eine verrückte Situation, aber es hätte richtig gefährlich werden können, das Band abzuspielen, sagt Charlie ruhig. Du wusstest nicht, wie viel dir seine Unterstützung bedeuten würde. Es ist gut, dass du deinen Sohn an deiner Seite hast. Ich persönlich glaube, dass du in einer unmöglichen Situation warst und du hast es irgendwie geschafft, die richtige Entscheidung zu treffen, Alex. Sam umarmt dich. Du warst ganz allein in diesem Studio und musstest diese Entscheidung treffen. Niemand kann kritisieren, was du getan hast, und ich bin stolz auf dich. Du warst noch nie so dankbar, dass Sam dich unterstützt hat. Du atmest tief durch und sammelst deine Gedanken. Du hast eine Menge zu verdauen. Du bist nicht ganz sicher, ob du die Geschehnisse der letzten Nacht vollständig verarbeitet hast, geschweige denn, was Charlie und Sam darüber denken. Du lächelst deine Familie erschöpft an. Du bist hundemüde. Du hattest keine Ahnung, wie besorgt du darüber warst, aber als Charlie einen blöden Witz reißt und die alle lacht, spürst du, wie die gewaltige Anspannung von dir abfällt. Sam massiert dir den Rücken und sagt ihm, dass er den Fernseher einschalten soll. Du könntest dir nichts Besseres wünschen. Wieder ganz viele Tage später, aber wirklich viele Tage später, Tag 361. Eine Bürde. Ist aber schon fast ein Jahr da. Vor 6 Monaten haben du und Sam das letzte Mal über Großmutters steigende Arztrechnungen gesprochen. Und Emma ist zwar sehr nett, aber als Krankenschwester genauso teuer, wie du befürchtet hattest. Wie gut, dass wir Geld haben. Du kannst es nicht so recht glauben, dass es schon so lange her ist, aber die Sanktionen setzen jetzt langsam ein. Und die einzige Lösung der Regierung, um den notleidenden älteren Menschen zu helfen, ist leider ein Tagesausflug in ein Übergangszentrum. Und wer weiß, was sie da mit denen anstellen. Warum dreht sich scheinbar immer alles um Geld? Dieses Mal sitzt du am Küchentisch zwischen einem Berg von Rechnungen und Formularen, als Sam zu dir kommt. Heute hat dir Emma gesagt, dass man wirklich nichts mehr tun kann, außer einer sehr kostspieligen, experimentellen, neuartigen Behandlung, die möglicherweise gar nicht hilft. Manchmal will sich deine Mutter einer Behandlung unterziehen, doch meistens spricht sie davon, dass sie ein Übergangszentrum besuchen möchte. Niemand weiß, was sie wirklich will. Wahrscheinlich noch Demenz dazu. Sam drückt deine Hand. Was sollen wir tun, Schatz? Sie ist deine Mutter. Du musst dich entscheiden. Ich glaube, dass sie so nicht mehr weiterleben will. Es ist hart, aber es wird Zeit für das Übergangszentrum. Sie ist meine Mutter. Wir müssen alles tun, was in unserer Macht steht. Sie soll die Behandlung bekommen. Sie bekommt die Behandlung. Verkraftbare Schulden ist unser Vermögen jetzt. Das ist eine schwierige Entscheidung. Man weiß nie, wann man das Geld brauchen könnte. Besonders für die Kinder. Was ist, wenn Charlie einen Unfall hat? Was ist, wenn Susie ihm aus etwas zustößt und sie Hilfe braucht? Aber was wäre, wenn du ihnen noch ein paar glückliche Jahre mit ihrer Großmutter schenken könntest? Es ist das Geld sicherlich wert. Ich wollte gerade warum lächerlich wert sagen. Auch immer das lächerlich gerade herkam. Hey, das Jahr ist um. Ein Festtagsupdate. Als du gerade das Frühstück beendest, kommt Sam mit der Post herein. Hey Susie. Hey, Susie hat uns eine Postkarte geschickt. Kommasetzung. Betonung. So wichtig. Ich hoffe, sie hat viel Spaß auf ihrer Reise. Sam liest den Text auf der Postkarte laut vor, während du dich für die Arbeit zurechtmachst. So, jetzt habe ich gefühlt fast ganz Kirgisistan gesehen. Ein wirklich cooler Ort. Aber auch so kalt. Ich hoffe, Chippy hat sich über das Geschenk gefreut. Und ehe du etwas sagst, ja, du hattest recht. Das zweite Paar Socken hatte ich bitter nötig. Interessante Musik. Sam gibt dir unter dem Tisch einen leichten Tritt. Dann nahmen wir den Zug nach Koneslava. Dort ist es viel wärmer. Was ist das für eine Partymucke? Außerdem kann man dort viele Strände genießen. Ich hätte ewig dort bleiben können. Aber bevor es zu kalt wurde, mussten wir noch nach San Palmarino. Das ist die Karte, die wir hier sehen. Ich bin so froh, dass wir das gemacht haben. Vor uns liegen wahrscheinlich noch ein oder zwei Zwischen... Was? Irgendwie lese ich da Worte, die gar nicht da sind. Vor uns liegen wahrscheinlich noch 1 oder 2 Zwischenstopps. Und dann geht es nach Hause. Ich verspreche aber, dass ich rechtzeitig zu Weihnachten zurück bin. Ich hoffe, allen geht es gut. Love, Susie, XXX. Klingt wie ein toller Trip. Jeden Cent wert.
Our society has never been fairer. From the food that we eat to the education, transition and community cohesion services we all enjoy. Finally, by working as a team, we have raised living standards and are the envy of an increasingly jealous world. And with these newfound luxuries come new opportunities for those who have put the needs of the team before their own. From this month, everyone who has registered for a team membership card will automatically be entered into a lottery to win life-enhancing prizes. And why wouldn't you register? After all, the team membership card is your passport to your world-class public services, and it's absolutely free. Just be sure to have your team membership card with you at all times. It really is that simple. After all, how can we help you if we don't know who you are? Team membership cards. Look after the team, and the team will look after you.
Wir haben ja gesagt, wir ermöglichen ihr das irgendwie. Tag 371. Der. Der Tag? Oh, neue Buttons.
Hope all's well with the family. Just a heads up, we're expecting those troublemakers at Disrupt to attempt to hack the channel during the broadcast, so keep an eye on the interference screen and stay out of the orange. Let's keep the news on the air. It's important, now more than ever.
Screening at some pensioners while they try and fashion a nutritious meal.
Okay, was haben wir hier so? Der verrückte Nina ist wieder da. Jährliche wunderbare Advents-Extravaganza. Was Advance? Kriegsberichterstattung. Wichtige Botschaft für die Regierung packen wir in die Mitte. Was? Sage Überlebensset? Einige Kriegsextravaganzen von ihren Freunden bei Remix. Der gewagte neue Duft von Auge des Betrachters. Eau de Bavon oder so, oder Babouin. SS-Spaßschiff, das klingt toll. Die Kreuzfahrt deines Lebens. Bring deine Freunde mit oder finde neue. Hau rein. Am Anfang wieder der verrückte Nil. So, was geht hier so ab? Was sind das hier für tolle Buttons? Kann ich jetzt hier Publikumslaute einspielen? Lachen, Applaus, Erstaunen und Zum Glück ist hier alles so neu und anders, oder hat sich so viel gar nicht geändert? Zum Glück moderner.
10 seconds, everybody. Going in 5, 4, 3.
It's time to join Megan and the team.
Jetzt macht Megan das wohl alleine.
Good evening. This is the National Nightly News. I'm Megan Wolf. It's the 140th day of war. Our main headlines tonight. Company of Heroes. Skirmishes on land and sea again today as our armed forces tested the mettle of the World Council's illegal blockade. Advance's strategy of multiple small-scale incursions into the disputed zone is certainly keeping the enemy on high alert, unable to work out where or when the next strike will come. Proud parents throughout the territory find themselves ever more impressed by the bravery and commitment of their incredible children and the job they're doing keeping supply lines open against all possible odds. Don't starve. Advance's food programme moved from strength to strength today as rationing depots were opened in the last remaining unfed areas of the territory. The rationing depots have been constructed in record time, and the government's agricultural coordination strategy has seen shelves restocked with increasing regularity. And judging by the looks on this happy family's faces, it can't come a moment too soon. They'll be getting a good meal tonight on the government, just like the rest of us. 7 days to die. The recent decision to allow those with long-term health conditions to access transition centres has today been declared an overwhelming success. Previously available only to those in their final years, the expansion of the service has been met with relief by the many organisations calling for it to be opened up to the wider community. The transition centres have reported larger than expected numbers, but report that they are coping well and able to provide a complete and meaningful service to all who choose to use it. Populous. More than 11% of the population have thus far failed to register for a team membership card, a worrying statistic given that the cards are a legal requirement from midnight tonight. It's up to the other 89% of us to remind our tardy friends that not taking advantage of all the exclusive services available to cardholders is now, as it should be, absolutely criminal. Sympathy for the devils? A poorly attended protest was held today by struggling self-styled resistance movement Disrupt. Support for the organisation has been falling after this and other news outlets showed the public their true colours. And while it's easy to feel some sympathy for them now, as their numbers dwindle and their attempts to garner support grow more desperate, let's not forget how threatening they could be in greater numbers. And finally, absent friends. Sad news today as the grave of former National Nightly News host Jeremy Donaldson is vandalised by radical Disrupt activists. The much-loved broadcaster suffered a very tragic public breakdown 10 weeks ago in an incident which ultimately cost him his life. Disrupt spokesman Alan James, whose organisation last week named Mr Donaldson as the cause's first martyr, described the graffiti as a fitting tribute to a hero of the resistance. But first tonight, with the war about to enter its 21st week, I'll be chatting with Peter Clement live in an exclusive team talk from his home in Landfordshire. Don't go away. You won't want to miss a second of tonight's National Nightly News.
Das sind schon die ersten Differenzen. Hast du damit gerechnet?
programme, I'm thrilled to say I'll be chatting with mega pop star Lil C, who's going to be treating us to a world premiere of her new single. And then after that, in part 3, we've got something new I promise you won't want to miss. But first tonight, let's check in with Prime Minister Peter Clement, who's coming to us through the magic of television all the way from his home in Landfordshire. Are you receiving me, Prime Minister?
Loud and clear, Miss Wolf. Loud and clear.
Ja, mal was zum Trinken in
Let's
der
start
Hand.
with the obvious. What's that in your hand, Prime Minister?
Cheeky cow. But yeah, it's true. 75 days without an alcoholic drink, and I've got to say, I'm beginning to feel the benefits.
It certainly looks that way.
Well, I made a promise to Mrs. C, and as my old man used to say...
A promise is worth keeping?
But something like that, only with assholes.
So, I've heard from my sources that you and the illustrious Mrs. C plan to take your winter break somewhere a little different this year.
Irgendwelche andere
We're planning a walking
Sendesignale.
holiday right here in the territories, which is different for us because, like you, Megan, I've always been a big fan of those warm foreign beaches.
Did you make this decision because of the blockade, Prime Minister?
Well, now that's a good question. Well, as you know, while the blockade has effectively restricted the flow of goods into the country, we and our neighbours have continued to allow unimpeded travel for business leaders, ministers and such. So, although me and the missus could theoretically go to that gorgeous beach I just mentioned, it just doesn't smell much like team spirit to me. After all, as my old man used to say, when life gives you shite, make shite pie.
It works just as well with lemons and lemonade.
Dass der immer fluchen muss.
Prime Minister, maintaining a healthy body like yours at a time of national crisis must require some demanding planning. What's your regime and how do you go about it all?
Well, the truth be told, it's all down to Claude, my infinitely patient personal trainer. He's a man with a plan. I'm just the prat with the fat.
Wow, on that very subject, how are you and Mrs. C handling living on rations?
Well, let me tell you, Megan, back in the 50s, when I worked for you backstage for your Patrick Brannan's dad, did you know I did that?
I think everyone knows that, Prime Minister.
Well, what you probably didn't know was that Graham Bannon was a right tightwad, paid the bare bloody minimum and still found every possible excuse he could to dock your pay even further. I remember he once docked me a whole $5 for having an unacceptably smelly lunchbox type bastard. Anyway, what I'm saying is back then I ate a lot less than I am
warum ist es
now,
umgeschaltet,
even
ja?
under rationing. We all did. And let's face it, there are still plenty of people in this country who could afford to lose a little bit of weight.
What are you implying? No, but seriously, Prime Minister, we know you're very busy, but one final question, if I may.
Oh, well, go on then.
When you get home from a long day, your head full of the territory's hopes and fears, what music do you listen to when you work out to take your mind off things?
Well, I know I've got a bit of a reputation for being an old fuddy-duddy, but I'd be lying if I didn't say there's something about Little C that just demands one's attention.
Well, let's hope you stay watching, Prime Minister, because she is going to be talking and performing live after the break.
Oh, I'll be watching. After all, as my old man used to say, everything's a treat on a boring Friday with nothing but the wind up your shunt.
It's Wednesday, Prime Minister.
I think the expression still stands.
Peter Clement, thank you for joining me. I don't know about you at home, but I think there's something kind of inspirational there. I know I feel safer. When we come back, Lil C is going to be giving us the debut performance of her new single, and I'll be getting to meet her. As her biggest fan, I don't mind telling you I'm pretty excited. Don't go away. We'll be back after these messages.
1 minute back. Gripping stuff.
Was that even news?
I think you forgot to ask him what his favourite number is.
Oh, I must have forgotten that in all the excitement.
So assuming it's not vodka, what do you think's actually in that milk? I reckon it's the tears of his enemies.
You are one disturbed individual.
Sour Coke.
Christmas pineapple on a tree. Take 2 baubles. Take 3. We don't care how many baubles. Take a candle. Set fire to your Christmas tree. Set fire to your life. If you're thinking Christmas.
Genau, lass alles brennen.
Is getting you down. Stock might be low, but the prices are lower. We've even had to get crazy creative, and we've got specials on.
You'll no doubt have spotted the updated mixing disc. You'll need the new buttons during the next sections. First, we'll need applause when the guest enters and before her song. Don't worry, I'll walk you through it when we get there.
Das ist aber nett, dass du mir hilfst.
We got crazy Christmas dogs in hats and jumpers. If you're feeling hungry, don't feel down in the mouth.
I've never heard of her before.
Oh, she's big, really big.
Really? Is she any good?
Nah, of course not.
Irgendwas Auffälliges, Neues.
My kids go mad for her, absolutely mad.
Live in 10 seconds.
Hang on, Colin, you've got kids.
Yeah, I've got about 6 or 7, I think.
What?
5, 4, 3.
Thanks for coming back. Later, we have an exciting new feature that we just know you're going to love, so stay tuned for that. But first, I'm really excited for our next guest. She rose to prominence as the delightful Susie May in All My Daughter's Children's Men, before taking the music industry by storm this year with her debut album smashing the chart records at the age of just 20. Let's give it up and welcome Lil C!
Leute doch.
I just say, you look
Ihr habt doch gedrückt.
incredible.
Oh, thanks, babe. I'm doing this new regime and it really does work.
What's the regime?
And my manager suggested it to me. It basically involves bathing in like cabbage water and then having the leaves sucked out of you while you sleep.
Wow, is that healthy?
Well, look at me, Meg. The
Irgendwas
leaves, my
aus?
only nourishment.
Nee.
Yep, they certainly are. Now, you'll have to forgive me, but I'm somewhat of a super fan, so I'm sorry if I get a bit starstruck.
Oh, bless you. I've never actually heard of you before, so if you do get a little tongue-tied, I can always carry the interview.
Oh, that's good to know. So your first album, F My Face Together, it hit shelves this summer and it just exploded. I mean, what was that like for you?
Bonkers, just so weird. I was in all the papers and the magazines. Overnight, I went from that like annoying little girl from that show to that like sexy little girl from that show.
Wow, that must have been bizarre.
Not really, it was just like any other morning. You know, get up at 5, go on a 4-mile run, have 3 meetings on my cabbage bath, but then only then was my dad actually talking to me.
Oh, of course. I mean, the famed country singer, Billy Bob Jeanshort. I didn't know you'd been estranged.
There's nothing that strange about it, Megan. Okay, yes, he may believe that aliens told him to hate women, but there really isn't anything to prove that he's wrong.
So, this newfound explosion into your popularity, I mean, did that change your life?
Well, I had to start wearing like nicer underwear, you know, for the paparazzi, but as my manager says, best to make the most of it before I'm 30.
Is that right? So what's the album about?
So I thought it was about like how pretty and great I am, but actually it's about monetizing youth, I think, or about like promoting an unrealistic standard of beauty or something.
Your manager again?
Yeah, he says insecurity is an opportunity.
Oh, do you think he'd be happy with you telling us all this?
Telling you all what? It really doesn't matter what I say here. I'll do my dancing and then this part will all be forgotten about.
Oh, well, yeah, I mean, we're going to see some of those famous dance moves very shortly because you're going to be performing your new single, aren't you?
Yeah, it's from my album Put It In My A Together and it's out tomorrow.
So soon, after the last one?
Oh yeah, I've actually released 2 albums since lunchtime and a clothing line during this interview. See, this is called Cry for Help and it's going to be in all the best high street and retailer shops and it's out now. So girlies, you know what to do. Scream and cry until somebody gets it for you.
Ooh, there she goes. Blimey. All these projects, they're keeping you very busy, aren't they? It must be tough.
Yeah, it can get tough and I hate it sometimes and I hate myself. I just want to like cry into a bath of root veg. But then I think thousands of girls would do anything to be me, so I must be quite lucky.
Well, you know you don't have to do this though, don't you?
Yeah, I do think that sometimes. Most nights between like my 4th vodka and the 8th time a stranger slaps me around the arse. I think things could have been different, you know, like better.
So
I don't know. I love doing autographs and having somebody dress me and tell me what to wear.
Did you always want to do music?
Well, ever since I was a little girl, I did. I'd sit in front of the radio, and as soon as my favourite girl group would come on, I'd press record on my cassette. But then my dad would come in and tell me to turn it off and to go back upstairs and start practicing again.
Sorry, is your dad your manager?
Yeah, which can be tough. And sometimes when it gets really hard, he'll say, "Make Cragler proud, and you might just survive childbirth."
Well, you know what, despite anything, you'll make me proud.
Oh, if only your opinion was as valuable as his.
And on that problematic note, you're going to be singing your song for us soon, aren't you? Tell me about it,
So it's called These Babies Gonna Bring You Home, and I actually got sent the lyrics in the car on the way up here. But you know what, it's actually all right. And don't worry, All my work is team approved.
All right then. Well, you can go and get ready for that. We'll see you in a little bit. It was a very specific type of pleasure to chat to her, and I just can't wait to hear this. Oh, so here it is, Lucy, with an exclusive first performance of her new track, These Babies Gonna Bring You
Vorher
Home.
einloggen.
Take it away.
It's the Force's favorite, the queen of teams, here to break in your blockades, Lil C.
Keine Ahnung, was für ein Takt ich hier
Oh baby, can't you see? I'm hungry. There's a place in me that's empty. I want that meat you're packing. Only you can fill that crack in me. I'm under siege, so come and free me. Ain't no disruption here. Boy, I got no agenda. Just want the team and me. No dirty foreign member. Don't stop your morning drill. There's holes in me that ain't been filled yet. I only scream this loud when you do your country proud. I ain't no vicar's daughter. Come and skirmish on my border. Quick before I get much older. Tie me down and pull me like an enemy soldier.
Keine Ahnung, was der Takt wäre.
An enemy soldier. So let them try and break our dream. We fight and love and die at two. So what a Peter Clemens boys can come and use me as a toy. I wanna see some action. So come and break my sanctions. I've been this wild and free since my mom burdened me. She was only 53, but gave to save her family. There's no one judging me if I'm the one that's in your fantasy. Don't die alone, these babies gonna bring you home. I ain't no vicar's daughter, come and skirmish on my border. Quick before I get much older, tie me down and pull me like an enemy soldier. An enemy soldier. So what a Peter Clemens boys can come and use me as a toy and flip me over, grab my hair, rip off my clothes and dump them there. I wanna see some action, so come and break my sanctions.
Warum hast du es irgendwie mal nackt da? War noch einmal die heißen Boys dazwischen.
Well, if that doesn't distract you from the world outside, I don't know what will. I'd like to thank Lil C for doing that. Don't go anywhere. After the break, we'll finally be revealing the new segment of our show that we just know you're going to love. We'll be back right after this.
And we're out.
Furchtbare Musik. Meins war's
Can I
nicht.
just say, thank you so much for letting me do this. It really means a lot to me, you know.
Yeah.
To be able to promote myself on such a mainstream platform like the news.
Well, don't worry about it. And you know what? Good luck for the future. Take care of yourself. This industry can be crazy sometimes. Watch out for that father of yours, won't you?
Oh, no. I manage myself. It's just, you know, for the public to have that certain perspective of me. You know what it's like.
Oh, right.
And Michael? Michael?
What about Billy Bob Jeanshaw? Is he?
Oh, my dad. He's such a sweetheart. We both had the same agents, you know, like it just made sense. Both of us for our image together.
Wow.
And Michael, I want to see the revenue share for the clothing line and get me a G&T before my meeting with the lube guys. If they say for your pleasure, I'm going to start needing it.
Scientific and cultural communities. As a team.
I hope you've got your head around the these sound effects, Alex, because you'll need all 4 buttons for the next section. Each time they light up, listen to the actors and try and pick the most appropriate effect. The actors can't hear your choices, so let's not upset them when they watch it back later.
Do I look like the sort of person who counts things?
Das ist noch sehr entscheidend, was das Sinnvollste ist.
No, not anymore. I'm better than that now. I'll tell you what. Just keep adding flowers until it feels like 12. Got it?
Absolutely, right away. 10 seconds.
Kann jetzt was werden, vor allem wenn ich mit irgendwelchen anderen Sachen abgelenkt werde.
4, 3.
Thanks for joining us for part 3. We've been teasing you about our new feature all night, and now the wait is finally over. I can reveal that every night on the show, we'll be treated to an episode of an informative and hilarious new segment called The Notice Board. It stars some top talent and we're very excited about it. But before we see it, let's have a quick chat with the writer, director and phenomenon, may I say, Jeff Algebra, guys!
Actually, I've dropped the algebra. I go by Jeff DeProon now. How'd you like that?
Well, yeah, very fancy. I suppose you need a new name now that you're a successful artiste.
Well, exactly. I'm earning enough to pay taxes now.
Oh.
It's shit.
And how does Angela feel about all this? Your wife?
Die existiert nicht mehr.
Oh, God, no. No, she's long gone. No, she was holding me back. I'm with Norm now. We were married last month.
Norm de Plume.
Yeah.
And why
Ich
did you
lache.
write this? What was your inspiration?
Oh, well, I received a telephone call offering me 25 grand to write a protein sitcom, and I heard my father's voice. It said,
Das ist ja unheimlich.
"You listen here, boy. You make hay while the sun shines. You wring every penny you can get out of this." So I wheeled him down to the
Ja, ich
transition
meine schon eine andere
centre,
Kamera.
got out my typewriter and started clacking. Utter shite.
And without further ado, let's give it up for the notice board.
You have to play a sound effect, Alex.
Ihr habt doch gedrückt! Hinten. Das ist aber kurzes Timing.
Alex, if you keep this up, you'll ruin the notice board, and the actors won't be happy.
Good morning, Miss Craven.
Oh, morning, Ray.
Everything all right, Mrs. Craven? You look as worried as the vicar in closing time.
Oh, Ray, it's those young louts. They've vandalised my shop again.
No!
Yes! They've written all sorts of obscene language and crude pictures, and I know it's those damn youths.
I don't know. It could be the vicar at closing time.
I'm just worried they won't ever become productive members of the community. What if they never
Gleich
see
aus der
the error
Dose.
of their ways and end up as social outcasts, such as shoplifters or bong rats?
Don't worry, Mrs. Craven. This is a very supportive community, and I'm sure that in time they will fit into this society like this key into this lock. See? Works like a charm.
What a lovely way to put it, Ray. And just like that, we can unlock their future.
Yes, yes. Wow! Look at all the letters in my collection today.
Oh, I think that one's addressed to me.
What? This one? Oh, so you're right. Here it is.
It's a letter from my granddaughter, Brenda.
She says she got an
So eine
A
komische
on her
Brenda.
maths exam because one of her friends has been helping her. She was always a team player, was our Brenda.
What's up, losers? What's up, losers?
Oh, no! It's Brad! He's the coolest
aber verdammt
guy
eng.
in the village.
That's right. I just got here on my motorbike.
Oh, clear off, Brad. We don't want any of your ilk around here.
What? Rad dudes?
No, ruffians. Have you come to tag the notice board with your gang signs?
No way. I've actually come to pin my resume on that notice board. I'm looking to do some tutoring after school.
What did you say? Tutoring?
That's right. Maths is very important. Would you mind, Bray?
Not at all.
So you, a young person, have been spending your time helping others and not just urinating on churches or huffing glue?
Hey, I haven't huffed glue for months.
Well, blow me down!
You know what? We misjudged you based on how young and cool you are and not on your actions.
No doy.
So it wasn't you who vandalised my shop last night or called me a rancid old crone from the back of a chopper?
No way. It can't have been me. I was too busy helping my friend Brenda with her maths homework.
Could you speak up there? I thought for a minute there that you said Brenda.
I did, you daft old sow.
Did you hear that, Ray?
Oh, yes, what a wonderful surprise. I now respect you as a man.
Put her there, Ray. Oh, what the heck? Give us a hug.
Nun los. Die Natur hat uns von diesem Elend befreit.
Sorry to interrupt the first groundbreaking episode of the notice board, but we are receiving some breaking
Das war
news.
truly groundbreaking.
I'm being told we are picking up reports from across the continent of what appear to be what appear to be nuclear explosions in 4 major foreign cities.
Noch kein Erdbeben.
Initial estimates put the death toll into they put them into millions. I'm being told we're experiencing some power shortages as a result, so apologies for the interruption. And apparently we can go live now to team headquarters for an emergency broadcast from Prime Minister Julia Salisbury any moment. Yes, let's go to that now.
Good evening, citizens and leaders of the world. Minutes ago, operatives working for Advance detonated nuclear explosives simultaneously in 4 major cities across the continent. We have similar devices in 58 other urban centres and will not hesitate to detonate them if our conditions are not met in full and without delay. The people of our territory will no longer tolerate your illegal and genocidal blockade. You are to remove it immediately. We will accept nothing less than your unconditional surrender. Your territories will be taken under our control. We will install replacement governments to ensure that your citizens become part of the new future. Your borders are now our borders. Your people are our people. They will finally be fed and clothed and educated and healed.
Ja, was soll schon schief gehen bei Pro Advance?
For your privileged few, the moment that they feared is now upon them. Allow me to be crystal clear. If you fire a single shot at our territory or harm a single one of our citizens, we will not hesitate to detonate further devices. You will not find them, though no doubt you are already searching for them. Our technology is decades ahead of yours. We will expect your complete acceptance of our terms by midnight tonight. Thank you. Thank you.
I don't really talk about my personal life in my job. It's not relevant or important. So many of you may be surprised to learn that I have a brother. His name is David. And right now I can't get his stupid face out of my head. He's a researcher and he's currently traveling the continent for work. And I don't know where he is right now. And I should imagine that there are many of you sitting at home tonight digesting this news, and you also have loved ones on the continent.
Ja, auch unterwegs ist.
Or Javier,
Genau
or
da.
San Palmerino, or Conislava, which is where David was when I last spoke to him 3 days ago. So when I tell you I know how you are feeling tonight, believe me, I do. But I also know that there's a flow to events. I see it every day here. I know that although tonight it feels like we may be in a time of fear and darkness, we may actually be at the break of a new dawn. We don't know that yet. We can't know that yet. But together we will find out. And I will be here every night, feeling what you are feeling. And with your help, maybe we can all get to that brave new world. My name's Megan Wolf. Let's make tomorrow better.
And we're out. I've got people ringing around, but the telephone network's
Oh.
We'll find him.
Do we know exactly which cities were hit, or?
Megan. We will find him.
Dann jetzt diese Werbung hinterher. Oh, ich komme jetzt nicht in meinen ich komme nicht in den Regler mehr ran, ne? Doch, komm ich. Ich glaube, eine unpassendere Werbung war an der Stelle auch nicht mehr möglich.
Due to the ongoing military blockade, some destinations may differ from those pictured in this advertisement, as the cruise now mainly takes place around Sudbury.
Errungenschaft. Let's make tomorrow better. Ob das wirklich besser wird? Ich weiß es ja nicht. Hauptsache, ich habe eine gute Show abgeliefert. Auch wenn es mal hier einen Einsturz gab. Ja. Hackerversuche blieben alle erfolglos. Ein kleiner Bonus. Ich kann mir jetzt wieder Kaffee leisten. Yay! Dabei trinke ich ja keinen Kaffee. Hauptsache der verrückte Nick steigt weiter im Kurs. Ich bleibe wie gehabt weiter beim Kurs Pro Advance. Wir spielen jetzt diesen Storyweg aus. Ich werde dieses Spiel definitiv ein zweites Mal spielen und mich dann pro Widerstand, pro Resistance hier platzieren. Wie auch immer das ist wahrscheinlich auch der weitaus schwierigere Pfad, weil man sich dann immer wieder unbeliebt machen muss in der Chefetage und ja, man hat ja eigentlich dann weniger Geld für die Mutter zum Beispiel. Man lässt seine Tochter nicht reisen, was vielleicht bei den aktuellen Geschehnissen nicht verkehrt ist. Huiuiui. Naja. Ich würde mal sagen, wir sehen uns dann zur nächsten Folge. Keine Ahnung, ob das jetzt wirklich total hier ausarten wird im großen Atomkrieg. Also er hat hier irgendwelche Sprengkörper hochgelassen bei Atombomben. Damit hätte ich jetzt nicht gerechnet. Vor allem dann diese Drohung hier. Oh, wir haben noch ganz viele mehr, die lassen wir auch hochgehen. Boah, die Terroristen sind an der Macht, würde ich damit sagen. Naja. Aber wie gesagt, dann sehen wir uns beim nächsten Mal. Und harren der Dinge, die da kommen. Bis denn. Tschüss.
Hi, I'm Sophia Remington, the CEO of Remington's Fist, and I've been paying attention. The blockade around your country has left people struggling to find just the basics. So where on earth are you supposed to go for the other essentials? The things that make life worth living.
Remington's Fist.
I positively loathe these sanctions, Jane. I can't remember the last time we boiled a duck l'orange.
I concur absolutely, Brian. There's barely enough milk to undermine the tea.
George from the club. He thought he had a chance as an avocado last Tuesday. He's dead now.
Oh, Brian, woe is me. How did we ever fall so low?
One is certain a preferable way exists.
And you'd be right. We've had our biggest and best brains working on this for months, and we've got you covered with the Remington's Fist Siege Survival Box. Inside every blockade-busting box, you'll find the things you really missed. A red wine where you can hardly taste the chemicals. Some rare meat we grew in our production laboratory. Chocolate so salty, you'd believe it came from Svenland. The list of luxuries is endless, at least 7. And we've even added a random twist. 1 in every 100 boxes will contain
a golden flood!
Looks like they just got lucky. Remington's Fist Siege Survival Boxes. So good you'll believe they were made somewhere else.